Good afternoon, everyone. Meteorologist Brett Adair here from LSM headquarters at 3 p.m. Central Time. We are dealing with severe weather again today. We didn't see a ton yesterday in regards to reports, but overnight we had a pretty good tornado down near Echo, Alabama. EF1, EF2 type tornado, it looked like, and it looks like we've actually had a few more of those this afternoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little tour for you right now. We're going to take the radar full. You can see that we have storms over here across the eastern sections of Florida and southeast Georgia. Temperatures there in the mid to upper 80s, even in some instances. There along Deltona, along the Daytona Beach coastline, you can see isolated thunderstorms south of this main band of activity that has been more of the problem today. We've seen some tornadic storms actually that have produced damage up across portions of Georgia this afternoon. We'll run the radar loop. You can see the clouds and the watches and warnings there streaming across your screen with the radar. You can see that tornadic storm there just southwest of Waycross, Georgia, as it went over toward Brunswick. We had Nick Stewart up there actually capturing some of the imagery of the tornadic storm as it moved through the area just a little while ago. Let me see if I can back it up a little bit and give you some of the locations. I believe it was right here. It was in Brantley, just 4 southwest of Atkinson. Significant structural damage on Matthews Circle from a possible tornado, even possible injuries there. And then a mobile home with tree damage along in the area of Long Lake Road. You can see the time there estimated from radar was about 2:45. It looks like, or was that 1:45? I think it was 2:45. Anyway, you can get the general idea. Actually, it was 1:45. I apologize. Of what we've been dealing with this afternoon. Lots of thunderstorm activity. Several tornado warnings. It looks like the tornado watch may have been allowed to expire. Let's run the loop here to the end. But I do believe that has been allowed to expire. It has. Tornado watch is gone away. It looks like we've got special marine warnings out here now. But that looks to be the gist of what we have been dealing with. But you can see that's rotation tracks, folks, and it looks like most of those areas have moved off the East Coast here. All right, so we're going to back out a little bit, give you a little bit of a view of the southeast itself. You can see we've got frontal passage here coming through Alabama, temperatures in the 50s and even the upper 40s across portions of northern Mississippi. We've got some cloud breaks where temperatures have made it into the mid-60s here across the Birmingham and Atlanta metro areas. It's been primarily cloudy most of the day today, but we're going to continue to see some of that clearing move from west to east with time, and we're going to see temperatures cool through the night tonight. I believe we actually get down into the 40s and 50s across much of central Alabama as this front moves on by. So now, let's go. I'm going to go to our other weather computer. We'll bring our other source up so that we can show you where the slight risk remains in place today across portions of the Carolinas and there also across northern sections of Florida at this point. That is that thin band of storms, and we may see a little bit more activity up there around the Columbia area where that slight risk is notated. And we've got sunshine, temperatures in the mid-70s, upper 70s, even in some locations up there still this afternoon. And that could spark off some additional thunderstorms up near where the surface low would be located. But you can see that is what we've got going on right now. I'm going to switch back to another source here and take a broad look at the rest of the country. You can see across much of the nation quiet in the midsection, which is great. But we've got a pretty big storm system here on the East Coast that is producing our severe weather down to the south. And you can see we've got a mix of rain and snow and just nasty weather across the Northeast. Temperatures up there into the 30s and 40s where we've got some snow into the mountains. And then we've got heavy rainfall occurring down in lower elevations, down around the major cities, Newark, New York City, Philadelphia. It's been raining there pretty thoroughly most of the day today. Let's go down here. We're going to look at the last 12 hours of rainfall. We did have some areas of heavy rain that occurred across South Alabama overnight, down around Dothan, moving up toward the Albany, Georgia area. You can see we've got totals over 4 inches in some places down here as those storms really set up. That band that's now just north of Jacksonville, that is the same band that started the trouble last night in southeast Alabama around the Echo community, where we've got pretty substantial tornado damage as well. But luckily, as you can see, the radar's clearing out back to the west. This one band of storms and the small area back Thomasville to Tallahassee, that is about all that we have left for this afternoon. Now, I'm going to take you to what we have potentially coming in the next couple of days. The Storm Prediction Center overnight actually put out a slight risk area for several days out. I believe it was the day 6 time frame. And I'm going to cut to that, and you can see that we now have a day 6 for severe thunderstorms across portions of central Texas. And that's going to be quite problematic as we move in time with the next system that comes out into the Plains States. Let me see if I can get you some specific information there on that outlook so that I can get you the text. Basically, the Storm Prediction Center is saying somewhat higher probability of potential exists for day 6 across central and northeast Texas toward the Arklatex and southeast Oklahoma. This will be ahead of a southwestern state upper low of strong southwesterly winds atop of 60-degree dew points east of a dry line in a synoptic front. So there's going to be a severe risk there, and there could be a severe risk even further east on day 7, which would be on Friday. So we're going to be watching for that time period as well. I'm going to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what we're looking at in terms of weather that will be coming out in that at that time period, that is. Let's see. Just one moment. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah. You can kind of see that here. So here's our weather modeling. This is the GFS model, and you can see we got a pretty big upper low here over portions of the western states, and that is what is going to actually ultimately move out over the Plains states as we go later into the week. So that's what we're looking at. This is the trough starting to dig in there. You see Wednesday, and then you see that belt of higher flow aloft that comes into play across portions of Texas and Oklahoma. That is Wednesday evening. This is Thursday morning, and now you see you've got an upper low developing out here, closing off across portions of the Four Corners region. So that belt of flow is going to be the potential issue that could give our places over in Texas that are located here severe weather on Thursday and Friday. So looks like the rest of the weekend is going to be pretty good across the region. Weather-wise, we're seeing conditions improve from west to east. We're going to see highs in the 60s. We're going to see lows in the 40s, upper 50 or 40s to 50 range, and that's going to be kind of what we're dealing with the next several days. I will be working on other projects for the next few days. I'll do a forecast update just about every day just to keep something going here on the channel. Stay with me. If you have any comments, suggestions, or needs, let me know. You can write me here. You can write my Live Storms Media email, or you can leave me a message on YouTube or Facebook. But for now, clear conditions. It looks like we're going to start clearing out a lot of the cloud cover tomorrow, and you should enjoy the rest of your weekend across much of the southeast. I'm meteorologist Brett Adair here from the Live Storms Media Weather Center.